Welcome back, everybody. Grand Tactician, Civil War, Grummy Grandpa Gaming, and this is episode 35 for Federal Spring of 61 campaign. So, no new viewer units to add in this episode, so we're going to be going straight into the historical record. So once again, as a reminder to everybody, these videos are always chaptered, and you can skip around to whichever part you do so choose. The letter from Albert W. Minton, color bearer, 4th Tennessee Volunteer Infantry, Lincoln's Nolichucky Legion, to his fiancée. Dated 9 September 1863. Dearest Martha, our brothers in the 4th Corps had a sharp fight the other day. Rebels had managed to position a large body of troops on the northern bank and set to work fortifying their camp. Presumably, they are not blessed with engineers as skilled as our own, for they were flushed out of their holes and made to retreat south at grievous loss. This did delay the march of both the 4th Corps and our own. We were allegedly supposed to march out from Franklin to Frederick on the 6th, linking up the rest of the Corps, and begin to march to Washington on the 7th. But in fact, we did not all reach Frederick until the morning of the 8th. To keep broadly close to Scott's timetable, we did not have the luxury of stopping in town, but instead immediately headed out on the road to D.C. When we broke our bivouac, orders were given to break out the black bearskin dress coats that had not been worn since our first march to D.C., shine the brass, polish the barrels of the rifles, and uncase the colors, for it wouldn't do for the defenders of the Capitol to have anything but a dashing figure. Still, in this regard, I believe we will disappoint. Many of the dress coats are in a sorry state, patched here and there with bits of chiggum or perhaps deer or possum fur if the wearer was lucky, and the once splendid rust-brown trousers are now more akin to mud than anything else. Our colors, sad to say, are badly rent as well. We're on our 3rd flagstaff. I can now see the stars of heaven through their nation stars resided. But the sight seemed to cheer the boys. With a good deal of encouragement from our new preacher, we've made good time. All along the route of march, the good Union-loving people of Maryland throng the streets and chant patriotic songs with the flag with 34 stars, the battle cry of freedom, marching along, and John Brown's body, standing out in particular for their ubiquity. And whenever they catch sight of a famous brigade, such as the Iron Brigade or Churchill's Iron Brigade, the Grey Death or the Cleveland Coyotes, they are of course compelled to burst into a camp song of the brigade, or at least whatever the Grumpy Times says is a camp song of the brigade. When they catch sight of MacArthur's mountain men, they recite verses of Temple's poem, always to a different air. Such a sight would cheer even the most jaded of veterans, but it seems a few of the boys are beginning to get quite sick of it. We'll soon drive the rebel horde from the land we love the best, and finish the grandest blow to ever be struck for the sake of liberty. And I may come home to you. Until then, I am, and forever shall remain, your faithful and loyal fiancé, Albert Minton. An article from the Grumpy Times, Saturday Evening Edition, dated 19 September 1863. Skirmish at Vincennes. Ordered by President Lincoln, General Harney marched 1st Corps into Indiana, the sole goal of driving the Army of Kentucky out. 1st Corps has been held in reserve to make sure the rebels don't march around 2nd Army under General Scott, who's kept his 2 corps around Washington. General Harney has kept his 1st Corps drilling since he took command at the start of the war. But not a single man in the Corps has seen combat since the Mexican-American War ended over 17 years ago. Close to 12:30, General Harney chose to hold up the bridge cutting the main supply lines of the Army of Kentucky. Having General Brodhead taken 3rd Division along a railroad overlooking the road, 7th Division across the road with 2 batteries set up to support either division. General Harney could be heard as the men started to take up positions. Today you will be seeing the elephant, so let no man say you never fought in this conflict. Shortly after 4 in the afternoon, the lead brigades of the Rebs came into view, stopping just on the other side of the bridge. As the battery started to open fire down by the river, the skirmishers waited for the Rebs to start their attack. About 4:45, word to General Brodhead was struck by shrapnel of an exploding rebel shell. As 3rd Division's commander started to be removed from the field, the men of 3rd Division started to yell and curse at the Rebs just as 3rd Pennsylvania sent out the skirmishers. Around 5:30, when the order for the skirmishers of 7th Division were to fall back from the river, General Harney was heard saying, "Hope pulling the skirmishers back would draw the Rebs deeper into this trap." Meanwhile, across from the 3rd Division, the Rebs started to send a lone brigade to push across and try to push the division out of their positions. About 6 in the evening, as the 1st Brigade fell back, another single brigade started its attack. Those near General Harney could hear him laugh and said, "I can't believe they are sending them across one brigade at a time." Quarter after 6, 2nd Brigade broke, only for another lone brigade to start its crossing attempt. I doubt their generals even know what they are doing with how they just kept throwing lone brigades, one at a time, across that river. Close to 7:30, with the last of daylight, the rebels quickly threw their last brigades across one after another at the 3rd Division. I spoke with Colonel Patrick after he was relieved of command about what the 1st Connecticut Cavalry were doing in the battle, with him saying, "I was ordered to cross behind the Rebs and come up cutting off their lines of retreat. If we were taken until nightfall for my boys to attack, I was relieved of my command." By 8:30, the last of the Rebs had left the field, and their wounded and dying in the hands of 1st Corps. By the end of the skirmish, the rebels had lost 3,300 men wounded or killed. The 1st Corps had lost just over 300 men wounded or killed. No one could say 1st Corps haven't seen a real fight now, even if it was just a skirmish. But with Lawton's Corps of the Army of Kentucky being the smallest and the rear guard, 1st Corps has its hands full, driving the rest of the Army of Kentucky out of Indiana. Once again, as always, thank you to everybody who submits the letters, and newspaper articles, and diary entries for this campaign. I do enjoy them immensely. So I'm going to recap here real fast. So 3rd and 4th Corps have finally made their switch out, with 4th Corps now resting at Frederick and 3rd Corps taking up position at Washington, D.C. to allow 4th Corps some break. The Cairo Dog Foxes are currently on their way home to fetch more men for the unit. They're at 315 men now. They will be gone for approximately 68 days, so they will not be rejoining 4th Corps until January at the earliest. This rebel corps over here, Buckner Sr., out of Western Virginia, because there is no West Virginia in this campaign, looks like it's trying to sneak across at Marietta. Not sure what they're doing. So I'm actually forming another small independent corps made up of 1 infantry division, 1 cavalry brigade, and artillery battery to form up in Cincinnati and take on Buckner Sr. So numbers should be around even for that type of fight. So in a smaller corps operating in this area is better, as this is also a supply wasteland for the most part. So smaller corps, the better. Once again, as in the newspaper article, 1st Corps justified a skirmish at Vincennes, pushing off Lawton's Corps, and they now have orders to move down into Evansville and resecure it before pushing on the rest of the Army of Kentucky. Once they get rid of these guys up here, we still have to deal with Lee's Corps, which is still hanging out outside of Chicago, and it's just been sitting here. Last sighted May 1st, but they still control this area and nothing else, so they're in here somewhere, and that's probably still the same position they do hold. Out here in the Indian Territory, 2nd Corps is on orders to move to Mount Vernon, which will be their winter quarters for the spring offensive, where their first objective will be Memphis. 5th Corps is going to hold in position right now as a blocking force against a retreat from the Army of Texas. 7th Corps is currently besieging Fort Arbuckle. And it's only showing the unit inside the fort itself in the siege, so it's also showing me the Army Southwest in the area, but it looks like just the command section. Yeah, it's just a command section, so they're not. Army Southwest is not involved. So you got 1 corps from the Army of Texas and 1 corps from the Army Southwest over here. I think the Lee's Corps is Army of Texas, actually. It is. So Lee's Corps has never been near his Army command this whole time. 6th Corps is now resting at New Orleans after having secured Fort St. Philippe for us. And I'm still waiting to see what Steele's Corps is going to do. I am expecting him to move south towards Baton Rouge or back west towards Shreveport again. So we'll probably have to hunt him down with 6th Corps. The Atlantic Fleet is back on its way to continue mopping up the fortifications on the East Coast. We have taken Fort Clinch and Fort McAllister, and we are now moving against Fort Pulaski outside of Savannah. And the ships for the Mississippi Fleet are at 80% completion, and the ironclads for the Atlantic Fleet are at 50% completion. And I do have some ships in repair from the Atlantic Fleet from last fort bombardment. And I think that covers everything for right now. So I'll be back with the next incident. Alright, it's now September 28th, and we do have our next action, and I called it. The Army of Trans-Miss under Maxie Gregg has decided to move against Baton Rouge, so I moved 6 Corps up from New Orleans via train up to St. Helena, and now they're marching back cross country towards Baton Rouge. I did not have the Mississippi River Squadron in the river, so they were actually able to use the river to move right into town pretty quickly. Did not see that coming. I thought they were just going to march right down the road because they were literally right here, and they used the river to come down instead of the road. So they got there a little more quickly than I thought they would. So we're bringing 28,361 infantry, 4,700 cavalry, 56 guns. They're 24,552 infantry, 1,000 cavalry, 48 guns. I'm going to jump into this, and I will see you all on the other side of the load screen. Welcome, my grunts, to the Battle of Baton Rouge. So we are on the attack, and we are on the Swampy Creek map. So the rebels are defending Warren's Corner, which is literally straight down the road from us, so no crazy maneuvering on our part for this battle. We're going to come straight down the road, get set up for an attack, and push right into them. We have superior firepower, superior numbers, and we should have superior morale. I'm hoping. Yeah, they're already shown a minor defeat. Their morale is actually higher than ours, huh? Should have been lower. Morale's at 53 to our 43, so we don't have the superior morale. My bad. So we're going to push straight into this wooden line here. The artillery out here, and basically just push straight into them. I don't see this fight taking us overly long, but you never know. I have been wrong in the past. So I'll get my troops on the move, and I'll come back in once we have contact with the rebels. All right, it's 11:30, day 1, and we do have the rebel forces sighted. It looks like they spotted my infantry starting to mass up over here. So the way they're set up, I've actually decided I'm going to be sending my infantry out to this wood line here and attacking at an oblique angle into the rebels, as these guys are all downhill over here. And I see no reason to... Actually, from my direction of attack, it'd be uphill. So I see no reason to attack uphill at them. So we're going to be moving our infantry onto this wood line here and attacking this way along their flank. Probably going to take me a while longer to get that set up. As you can see, my army's pretty spread out still. So I'll be back in once we are ready to begin the attack. All right, it's now 1500, and I'm about ready to kick this attack off as my divisions move into their final positions. Casey has orders to, or the 5th Infantry Division has orders to move against the flank here of, whose division is this? James's division. Miles' 4th Division actually has orders to continue along this farm track here, where my mouse is, and attack down the road from the rear of the rebel positions. And the 6th Infantry Division is moving into the wooden line below the rebel positions. I'm not going to have them push forward into an attack unless these brigades turn to face off against the 5th Division. So I have no plans for the cavalry right now other than as a pursuit force. Just calling your scouts, we don't need them anymore. You received your orders yet? Yep, there's your rider. Shouldn't take them too long to get around into the rear, but it might actually take them a long time too. I don't know. I'm hoping it doesn't. Is going to let the 4th move unmolested. That's good. Jersey Devils, what are you doing? Let's go. Royal Black Watch gets the first blood for the infantry brigades. Jersey Devils, what the hell are you boys doing? Start moving out to double time, please. Keep with the rest of your division. Guys aren't even turning to face. And their fire is blocked by the skirmishers. There they go. Wouldn't exactly say the rebels are reacting to the threat of a flank attack here. Oh, hello. They're actually sending guys down to attack us. This I'm a little surprised about. Excuse me. Now it looks like we kicked a beehive of action going on here. That's what I want to see. Actually, not exactly what I want to see. They are pushing down on my... Oh, crap. I think the 6th is about to have a bad day. All right. Keep pushing down the road, boys. Pull some pressure off the 6, because that has a lot of men headed their way. Why could I not give you advance orders? Moving anyway. I gave you advance orders and the commander canceled them. Advance right into that cavalry. Just push them away. Blackhoof, get dismounted into loose order, please. Marine codes, get ready to support. They got the damn charge icon stuck on again. Alright, get that cavalry. Bayonets, boys. Get rid of them. And now they start moving away. Pushed them out of their cover, though. Get up there and protect the flank of Blucher, please. I was not expecting them to counterattack. Looks like the AI is learning from me. Fourth Division, where are you? It was down that road over there. You know what, Stoneman? I want you to come over here and take care of Sheffield for me, please, so I can get the infantry advancing. Why would you guys go up there? There you go, just go straight across, please. Cavalry just broke. Long into the rear of their lines. Cavalry in the rear always sets off infantry. Like, watch, what are you doing? The hell moving. Let's go. You guys don't have advance orders. Just move down the damn road, please. Taking quite a few casualties. 4th Division's got their fresh orders good. So you swing out here. Boys to move up, the division commander's hanging out with you. Stonemen, get moving, please. Pushing those skirmishers, get rid of them. Alright, Kearney, I'm about to relieve your ass from command. Get a move on. Miles, start moving your division at the double if you can, please. Come out of loose order and get mounted. Where are these boys going? They are completely abandoning the objective. Screw it, push in on them. Let's get moving. Making my job easier. Third Port Huron's running out of ammo. Get up here, devils. I need those damn Sharps rifles working. West Raiders, you're ready to go. Start hitting Colquitt. Like Erie rifles. moving up this way. Our mountain daredevils move out to this wood line. You're on laid down. You guys are taking a lot of casualties. They look Blucher. Really not as worried now. We have that counterattack contained and broken to pieces. I have no idea what in the world they were doing. Push those skirmishers in. Daredevils, what the hell are you doing? Alright, Black Hoof, ride in on this battery, please. Ignore those skirmishers, just push past them. Alright, right down Wilcox. Let's go. Bayonets, up, sabers, boys, sabers. That battery might have just surrendered or disintegrated. They surrendered. Someone else just surrendered. Govin's brigade. 902 men. Wasn't much left of them, was there? Take down Wilcox. Black Watch look like you're finished for the day. And just force another brigade to surrender. Get after Ferguson. Rebel armies are starting to fall apart on us. And then you surrender with Wilcox. Surrender with 1,500 men. Raiders, I keep telling you to move up, move up. Yeah, this Raiders. And there they go. Keep laying into them, boys. Keep going. Ferguson's brigade keeps reforming after we break it. That's annoying. I hate that when that happens. Look at that. Break, reform, break, reform. Get in there. Oh, looks like they just surrendered to us. Go after Jones. Ferguson just surrendered to us with another 700 men. Raincoat, stay on top of Jones. Blackhoof, get after Patton. It looks like Patton just surrendered. Patton just surrendered with another 1,100 men. Jones a surrender. Come on. Keep up the good work, boys. Take them down. Things look like they're running a little janky now. I'll give me one more brigade. There's a good old feather in the hat for this battle. Now, infantry's running faster than the cavalry's going to be able to catch him, so let's just speed this along. That went a whole lot better than I thought it would. Wow. I thought I was going to lose that division to the counterattack, but they did not push that counterattack home. And they totally ignored the flank and rear force, which was their biggest threat. So we took down 8,500 of their 27,000 infantry, 500 or 1,100 cavalry, got all 50 of their guns, total loss of 9,500 of their 29,000 men. We lost 2,489 of our 28,358 infantry, 211 of our 4,700 cavalry, none of our guns, total loss of 2,700 of our 33,969 men. All right, let's take a look at the paperwork. Engineers did not fight. 2nd Cav Division. Raincoat Riders did 545 to infantry, 302 taken prisoner, 115 artillery taken prisoner, total 967. Blackhoof did 238 to infantry, took 223 prisoners, total 461. Division total 1,428. 6th Infantry Division. 3rd Port Huron Infantry did 438 to infantry, took 10 prisoners, 2 to cavalry, total 450. Blucher's Brigade did 403 to infantry, 119 artillery for total 529. Georgia Loyalist Mountain Rifles did 312 to infantry, 151 to artillery for total 477. Division total 1,456. 5th Infantry Division. Royal Black Watch did 64 to infantry, 21 to cav, 59 artillery for total 144. Really? That's it? They took a lot more casualties than they laid out. Huh. 5th New York Volunteers did 394 to infantry, 191 to cav, 1 artillery for total 589. Jersey Devils did 231 to infantry, 201 to cav, 21 artillery for total 460. Division total 1,193. 4th Infantry Division. Midwest Raiders did 264 to infantry, 24 taken prisoner, 11 to cav, total 303. Ozark Mountain Daredevils did 34 to infantry, plus up to 36. And the Lake Erie Rifles did 95 to infantry, 27 to cav, for total 129. Division total 468. So it looks like the Raincoat Riders get the Grumpy Seal of Approval for this battle. Now, I don't think we lost any of our officers this time around. I didn't see a message for that. No, we did not. See how many of the rebel officers we got. Wounded Wharton. Captured Wilcox, Govan, and Gilmore. Wounded Mosby. Wounded Ferguson. Wounded Patton. Figure would have captured him too. Figure would have captured Ferguson and Patton also. Wounded Colonel Battle. Wounded Butler. Wounded Andrews. Killed Baldwin. 11 of their officers in this battle. I think that's the most damage we've done to an officer corps in a long time. But if this corps doesn't disintegrate from this fight, I'd be surprised. I'm going to get closed out of here and I'll see you all at the newspaper screen. Glorious victory at Baton Rouge, and a glorious victory it was. It was a very surprising victory in the amount of men that we captured. Battle of Baton Rouge is ended with the Army transmissed, retreating in panic. The M's reportedly suffered total casualties of 9,693 men. There are 571 killed, 6,998 captured. Our casualties totaled 2,700 men, with 415 killed, 424 missing, and the rest wounded. Captured 7,000 rifles and 27 guns from the field and sent 6,326 soldiers into our catch and release program. And General Miles became a national hero out of that. And it looks like a poor old major took the blame for the loss on the rebels' side. Feel sorry for him. Let's get this battle rolled off and then we'll take a look at the map. Get out of Baton Rouge, it's my party town. Okay, this should have rolled off already. What's going on? There they go. Where are they retreating to? There's no place for them to go down here. They're running to Brashear. Because they held Baton Rouge, they got Brashear? Really? I got to chase them into the damn swamps? Knocked Steele's corps down to 19,000 men. Oof. Okay, that's a little annoying. How does Baton Rouge control Brashear? There's no direct line to it. Direct lines to New Orleans. That doesn't make any sense. Yeah, it is what it is. Sometimes with this game, there's no understanding it sometimes. Oh. We have taken Fort Pulaski. Nice. Let's send the Atlantic Squadron back for a refit. We do hold Port Fernandina. But I guess because it's so close to Jacksonville, it's showing as blockaded, which doesn't make any sense to me. But I'll just bring them back down to the Keys, refit them down here. All right, it's now September 29th. I'm going to keep this, I'm going to roll the clock forward to the 31st so we can open up the next episode with the monthlies. Then we'll go over the map. I think there's going to be any more fighting for the next day. Here we go, October 1st. So, once again, 4th and 3rd Corps have switched positions at Frederick and Washington. Still waiting for troops to form up for the new Corps, the new 8th Corps. So, I'll be able to form up their 1st Division in 4 days. And the rebels in Indiana retreated east of me. Lawrence Corps is now outside of Indianapolis. Okay, this is going to get annoying chasing them down. That is going to get so annoying. I thought they were going to chase me into Missouri to retake St. Louis, but apparently not. Okay. 2nd Corps is now at Mount Vernon, which will be their winter quarters. 5th Corps is still holding position here. We have taken Fort Arbuckle. I am just waiting on the supply depot to build up before we push further in, because he is in need of supplies out here, because this is just a wasteland on supplies. And the 2 rebel corps in the area are not willing to fight us, so I'm hoping to run them down and trap them between the 2 rivers and finally disintegrate them. Because we can't leave them out here unattended, because I want 7th Corps back along the Mississippi as part of the spring offensive. And our ships for the Mississippi River Fleet are ready to go, but I will put them into the water after the beginning of the next episode. And the ironclads are probably about 60% complete at this point. Boats are complete. Yep, and ironclads are almost 70% complete, so they'll be in the water before the winter is over. I do believe it's a good place to end this episode. Once again, as usual, if you're a new viewer, return viewer, not yet subscribed, please think about hit that subscribe button. If you do, remember hit that bell icon so the next video comes out. Like a brigade in one of my armies, please let me know in the comments below. Type of unit, state it's from, weapons, uniforms, officers, and I'll oblige on all counts if possible. And as always, do not forget to bayonet that like button and butt stroke that comment section. Help get the algorithm working in our favor. And I will see you all in the next episode. Stay grumpy.